Hello everyone, my name is Ryder and this is United Space Exploration Agency channel. So today I wanted to show you my new ship that I'm currently working on. Its name is Heralt, but it's not a final one. Maybe it will change because like a week ago it was Frodo. Now I thought that it will be good to name it Herald and so on. So it's yet another explorational ship. It's small ship gone large, or wild, as Aaron from LCG says. So, yeah, like any other UCA ships, it's battery powered. It has some sort of aerodynamical shape, as you can see. Let's fly to that side. So it looks like a big plane from to some extent, at least. So let's start from the outside and from the roof in particular. So you can see a window here, which leads to the corridor and main ship area. It can be closed with a shutter over here. Here is laser antenna closed with some iris door, so I can open it with that button. There will be a lot of different buttons and timers, but most of them are not set up yet. And it's mainly because the hull is subject to change. So yeah, lights, piston. So it will extend like this and change color depending on the status of laser antenna. It can become orange or red if it's on or off. So let's actually seal it back. By the way, I absolutely love DG's mode's advanced welding. It helps so much to build such complicated structures. I just merged this one with the piston when the door was already in place, and I did it very easily. Connector with a piston to extend it and help to connect with different stations and maybe different ships. Air vents to work with dusty engines made by Tumble TV. So couple of rocket launchers on the top of it, rocket launcher turrets, sorry. Collector, which I don't know, maybe it will be useful for maybe transferring ore from the mining ship or something like this, because the ship will actually have refinery and assembler. So here you can see two windows which leads to the crew quarters. Sorry for my English, guys. I made a lot of I guess mistakes, yeah. But anyway, so two big thrusters on the wings with that nice spinning blades. Couple of like let's say cuts with pipes inside of them. I was inspired by the look of Millennium Falcon from the space engineer's workshop, and it was amazing. It had all that little details on the outside, and I don't know, I just like how it looks like. It's some interior block placed under the armor, and it actually glows in the dark. So here is the part that I'm not very sure about. I mean, that two engines, they kind of look nice from some angles, but from other ones, I don't know. Maybe I will just leave a wing here with some hydrogen thrusters on the side, maybe. So we'll see. What else do we have here? We have actually four oxygen foams, which will help you to regenerate oxygen on the flights. I haven't tested them yet, but I think they should help at least a little bit. You also have some solar panels on the top of here, which will help you to restore energy. There are a lot of hydrogen tanks over this area inside of the hull, so they should provide enough hydrogen for these engines back here. So the ship works on the mix of the atmospheric thrusters and hydrogen ones. As you can see, there are a lot of them on the back here, and 3 or actually maybe 4 big ones on the bottom side, 3 very big ones, and one smaller one on the rear side. Actually, there are 2 little ones here. So on the bottom of the craft you can see the ramp landing gears, which is kind of obvious things, but this thing here is very interesting. It's actually, huh, what is, oh, it's the shadow, it's this platform. So this thing over here is very interesting. It's an universal container. You can see one of them in my previous ship named Harry, but there are some smaller ones, which are, I believe, like half of this container. So this container is a result of merging two small containers together, and this is like universal container type 2, which is 10 blocks in length and I guess 13 blocks in other dimension. So this one in particular is some sort of habitational block which can be detached from the ship and then landed on the planet. As you can see, it has its own landing gears and hydrogen thrusters, as well as some corridor from the ship which can be extended to provide absolutely oxygenated tunnel to the area. I will show it to you a little bit later once we get inside of the ship. So what else? I guess that's all. There are some problems over here because I had another landing gear here, but this part of a door which extends when you open the thrusters collides with the landing gear and makes some very weird glitches and physical issues. So I guess the last thing that I want to show you is the entrance to the ship. There are actually two of them, because I thought that it will be kind of weird to open the whole ramp in the space. So I thought that it will be nice to make some separated entrances for both space and planetary atmosphere. So I made this airlock over here on the side, which will open if the ship is in space, and this one will open only if you're on the planet. And I guess I will detect it by just using air vents, which will check if if there are oxygen or not outside of the ship, and then some timer blocks will turn off the ramp and toggle on the airlock. So, but I guess I will need to work some solution for the moon. But anyway, there are some small sensor over here which will trigger the lights, which will light up the control area. So let's go inside. Right now ramp is opened for the building purposes because it's way easier to get inside by using it. So yeah, we're now on the first floor of the ship. It's relatively small. Here is second thing that I don't really like, is that I had to put toilet over here because I failed to find any space for it on the second floor. But actually, if you think about it, it's kind of nice. I mean, you don't want to have toilet on the same floor as your living quarters, so maybe it's okay. Maybe it's okay. So you can of course sit on it, and while sitting here, you have some monitor over here with textures of a news. I just put some random news, but the first one is of course about my previous ship, but other ones are completely random, and last one is a joke. You'll be able to read it a little bit later, or you can just download my modes, which is, I guess this particular one is a part of UCA advertisements mode. So over here you have entrance to the airlock and some lockers lighting up with some lights here. And as you can see, each room has its own sign and a little light. I guess the toilet is now missing it, but anyway, it will have lights which will show if room is pressurized or not, which I believe is quite interesting thing, because maybe your ship took some damage and you really need to understand if the room that you're opening is pressurized or not. Maybe you need to wear helmets, or maybe not. So yeah, I guess it's really important. So there are some danger signs on the bottom to show that it's actually an opening ramp. And this is a staircase to the second floor, and that is another problem, is that you can't climb up without crouching, because there are no space to move this wall any further, so you need to crouch in order to get here. This is a problem, but after all, well, maybe it's okay. I don't know. You can see these glowing blocks. I placed them instead of lights because I thought that it will save a little bit of a FPS. But I don't know. Maybe I will think about it a little bit more. So anyway, we're now on the second floor, which is quite big. So I guess we'll start from the rear side of the ship. You can see entrance to the container area, which I will show a little bit later. Let's start from the farthest one. This is the engineering room. So, and I absolutely love how I made this. I absolutely love this thing. This is some sort of radiation protection door, which closes the reactor from the other ship. So I just absolutely love how lights goes here. You can open it, this button. It will be much more complicated. It will toggle the entire sound sequence, which will say like, I don't know, warning, opening reactor door in 3, 2, 1 second, and so on. It will say that it's dangerous, and it will actually check the sensor block located over here. If the player is actually standing in front of the reactor, it will say, please clear from the reactor door. Keep clear, yeah. So anyway, and you can see how cool that looks. It's a big reactor and some lights which turns on in some order. I guess if you turn the reactor off, the reactor will become red, of course, but the lights will become red as well and stop flickering like that. They will just shine. So yeah, I just absolutely love how it looks like. I guess I can very quickly just show you how it works. Let's make all of them reds. And let's decrease blink interval and then toggle the reactor off. So that's how it will look like if the reactor is toggled off. Very cool. Very cool indeed. I don't know, I just very love that effect. So there are assembler on that side, refinery here, some monitors over here, water recycling system, and some programming block and the oxygen generator here. So, okay, that's it. Let's close it. Next thing that I want to show you is living quarters. Each one of them has double beds with some light, with a window which leads outside of a ship. You can see a planet over there. I don't know, I just really love how it looks like. Each window can be closed, of course. You can also close this window which leads to the corridor if you don't want, I don't know, your friends to see what you're doing inside of your room. Whoa, that's a very, very interesting effect with the lights. Anyway, over here you have some work desk and another cool monitor with Galaxy TV, which is, yeah, like space television. You can pick the channel. And all these channels are the famous YouTubers that I like, and my channel over there. So this is the same room but mirrored one. Yeah, it also has a shelf on the side. So let's go down. You can see gravity generator here, like some sort of engineering access port to maintain it. So here is a way to the containers. You need to crouch in order to get there. Yeah, and of course this door will be closed if there are no pressurized container on that side. But here you can see you can easily walk inside the container. It has some bed here, some window, medical station, toilets, and little working desk. So yeah, once again, it's like some sort of planetary lander which can be detached from a ship and land by its own. Some very weird issues with lights. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so yeah, this corridor will be retracted once the container is closed. Let's actually close it. Yeah, like this. So as you can see, it closes very easily, very nicely. Let's actually close. Yeah, it will have, of course, these things over here. Yeah, and I also thought about this container as some sort of um, maybe interplanetary transport. I mean, you can travel inside of it. Let's say you came to the spaceport, you rent such container, and then you find a pilot who will transfer you in that container. Then he will maybe land in some other outpost, and then you will connect your container to the other ship, which is going to the direction that you want, and it will continue to carry you while you are staying in the same room with all your things and baggage. So let's close that. Let's go up here. Let's close this door as well. So on the right, you can see, on the right, of course, related to the main ship orientation, you can see some restroom. So sorry guys, I got distracted. So here is the restroom with two benches, some sort of a desk, table, TV screen, which you already saw in the restroom, in the living quarters. What else? I don't know, it will just, I think, play music if you press some buttons. Here will be projection of a USA logo rotating around. Yeah, I guess that's it. It of course can be closed with that button, as any other door in the ship. I should place a screen over here. So it is the stairways. Yeah, here is some sort of engineering hatch with some timers inside of it. I don't know, you just can imagine that it's some space. Oh, too bright, sorry. Yeah, if you need access to some timers which control any of its rooms, you can easily press button and give access to it. Yeah, so on this side it's kitchen with sink and cooker and a little table, some nice metal texture on here, and refrigerator. So here is the bathroom, with sink, shower, shovel, and some, I don't know what it is, soup. Yeah. Timer automatically turns off the lights to save some FPS for you. And here you can see an example of how the LCDs will be labeled. Or maybe actually I will make my own pack of textures, but I'm not sure yet. Why the lights are flickering? I don't know. What hell? Okay, so here you can see medical station with some cool lights on the sides. I guess this button over here will toggle it on and off. Here is another monitor with news, or maybe here will be some ship information, or maybe some task for the crew. What do they need to do, and so on. So here is 2 additional sleeping areas for some passengers, maybe, because it's not as comfortable as these big ones. But yeah, you can, if you want to, you can make 2 additional places. So it can be closed with the shutter if you want some privacy. I don't know why this bed is colored in red. I will need to recolor that later. So by now I can close it. The reason why I made these ones was because I had this very big conveyor tube over here, which I believe ends somewhere here. But I had this small space here, which I had to fill with something. So I thought that making 2 additional beds is a very good idea. So, and over here we finally have a cockpit. Let's turn off the lights. It has the sign as well. What the hell is going on with the lights? I don't know. Never had that before. Okay, so it has its own door, so it can be closed. And over here we have some sort of navigational computer, another med bay, some railings to hold if you're traveling, for example, in in the environment without any gravity. I guess I will make some railings over there as well So and here is finally a seat with screens. You can see there will be, I guess, 6 major screen and 7, yeah, 7 screens. There are actually 4 additional ones. They're quite small. I guess there will be some information about the toolbar controls or something like this. So on this screen, I'm planning to make a menu using Easy Menu script. Here is the radio screen with some animated textures that I made. They will go in the same mode as 2 tracks with some sort of a radio. We can actually try to listen to it. I actually have it, some test version of it, set it up in the sound block. And as you can see, there are 2 sound blocks, so I have 1 track with only right channel and 1 track with only left channel. So let's listen to it for a minute. Hello, it's Frontier Radio. My name is Jet, and I'll be your DJ today. We are transmitting to every mercenary, trader, miner, or whoever is receiving that actually, but yeah, well, just for everyone who's brave or fool enough to live and work here. So you probably noticed that it's been a while since our last transmission. It's basically because we're now transmitting from another location, from a very old outpost, and we use really shitty equipment which breaks every now and then. So, anyway, let's stop talking. I'm going to start with some Earth classics of, well, I mean, if it's 20th century. It's a song by David Bowie named Space Oddity. So, just let's listen. So that's pretty much it. Let's turn it off. I guess I will very quickly get a strike on the YouTube. So as for the weapons, ship has these big rocket launchers on the side, which can deliver a lot of rockets in 1 second. As you can see, it can fire pretty much non-stop. It also has 2 Gatling guns on the side, which are very powerful. And I think it also has 2 of these cannons hidden over there. So yeah. I guess you will have some sort of a timer which will trigger all of them at once. So yes, guys, I think that's it for now. Please tell me what do you think about it. Please subscribe and hit that thumbs up button, because it really helps me. It's motivates me to make other stuff. So yeah, and I really wait for your comments and your ideas and suggestions. Yeah,